So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the two bodies together. So I'm gonna take my Pikachu one and turn it inside out. So one's inside out, one's right side out, and you're gonna put the inside out one into the right side out one so that the eyes and the cheeks are all lined up. So you don't want it like, oh, this one's backwards and this one's forwards. You want them both in the forward facing position so that when you flip it inside out, it stays in the right place. So you can actually kind of feel based on the eyes and the cheeks if it's in the right spot. You can kind of touch these two cheeks together and feel that they're in the right spot. And then you can try and flip it inside out, see how easy or difficult it is. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to take my yarn tails and sew this together. Now this one is going to be kind of like the feet where you're going to be able to see some of the color from the other side. That's just kind of the nature of the beast here. There's not much you can do about it. So just like with the feet, we're going to do outside loop with a whip stitch. And you should have the same number of loops for both of them, so it should be a good 1-to-1. Don't pull it too tight or else it'll start to pucker, which you don't want. You don't want it to pucker at all because that means it's going to be really hard to turn inside out. That's the key with this, is make it, secure but loose enough that everything can still get turned inside out. Because if you sew it too tight and you can't turn it inside out, then really what you've got is just like either a Pikachu or a Raichu with some fancy stuff happening on the inside that you'll never see. Alright, so we've got the bodies and stuff all sewn together. Make sure you check that you can still turn it inside out, because if you can't, you need to kind of rework things before you completely sew it shut. Okay. So now we're going to sew on the individual parts for each one. The most important thing is that you don't accidentally sew through to the other side. Okay, so I'm actually going to do the Raichu side. So let me show you, I'll just show you how I'm going to sew on the Raichu side, and then you can do the Pikachu side on your own. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take Pikachu's ears, put them here, where the ears go. Duh. Arms and everything else will be the exact same for Pikachu and Raichu. So let me flip this back. And there's really not much explanation involved for how everything is sewn on, so I'm just going to show you how I'm sewing it on, and you can watch. But the most important thing is that when you're sewing on the parts, you sew them in the right places, and that you don't sew all the way through to the other side. So you want to make sure that you're only sewing on Raichu, or you're only sewing on Pikachu. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you get this nice and pushed out. If you want, you can take some toy stuffing and just shove it up in there, or you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this yarn and shove, or not this one because I need that one. I'm going to take this black one because I'm not using that anymore. I'm going to shove this up in there just so that it can really be puffed out for now. I'll take that out as soon as I'm done, but I really want the head to be as full as possible while I'm doing this, so I know exactly where to sew everything. Now, when you are finished, you won't need anything extra in there, because what'll happen is like the ears and everything like that will fold in and help kind of fill out everything. So, the first thing we're going to do is sew on his ears. So I'm going to take my pins and grab his ears and just pin them in place so the curl faces down and back. Just stick some pins on there. The pins can go all the way through to the middle, but make sure that when you're sewing, you're only sewing through the layer that is on top. So don't sew all the way through to the Pikachu layer, just stay on top with the Raichu layer. So I'm going to thread my needle, and when you go through, see how far I can zoom. Come on, focus, damn you. Okay, I guess that's as close as I can get. So you go through the stitch and then you do it really shallowly so that you only go through the layer for the character you're working on. And then up into the piece that you're sewing on. Just really shallowly, because the last thing you want is for the stitches to show through on the other side. And then for the ears, for Raichu's ears, don't sew them completely down. You want the top to be floppy and the bottom to be attached. So that's pretty much it. That's as complicated as it gets. So I am going to sew all this on. I'll keep filming so that you can all see what I'm doing, but that's pretty much as detailed as the instructions get. Just sew it on. Yeah, don't sew on the ear curls. Leave the top of the ear floppy. And then when you're ready, you can hide the yarn tails in the space between the layers of the body. Don't go all the way through to the other side. I cannot stress that enough. Don't go all the way through to the other side. Okay, so this is it. This is our finished reversible Pikachu Raichu plushie. Now, admittedly, it's not the easiest thing to turn inside and out. I didn't crochet it loosely enough, I don't think, but it works. I can get it to flip to the other side. Yay! And so we'll see if I make any more reversible plushies in the future, I don't know. That's it for today's tutorial. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see what I'm up to. You can follow me on Instagram. If you want to support this channel, you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/studiocrafty, or you can leave me a donation on PayPal. All of your donations help to buy the supplies I need to make more tutorials. Thanks for watching. See you next time.